So totally.
By the way.
No, by the way, also, don't meme this. I'll be really angry. Okay. So watch.
Memed. It's done. You don't have.
Plus, the iPhone has the correct time, unlike the Android-based phones.
What do you mean?
You don't know this?
Well, I've been using my phone to tell time, and it's an Android device.
So you don't know this?
Explain why I'm always late. That's great.
Yeah, you'd be 15 seconds late every time.
Why?
Well, the bulk of the Androids get their time directly from GPS satellites. And GPS satellites, the system was defined, the timekeeping basis for the GPS satellites was defined up to 1982. And since 1982, 15 leap seconds have been added to civil time. And those leap seconds are not included in the Android timekeeping because they're getting their time directly from GPS. Whereas the iPhone compensates for this, puts the 15 seconds back in, and has therefore the correct time. As a result, most Android phones are exactly 15 minutes too fast. 15 seconds. Did I say minutes all the time?
Yes.
Seconds. 15 seconds too fast.
That's interesting.
And I like having, if I'm going to have a device that's awesome, it's going to have the correct time.
That's your. Wow.
By the way, check it out. If you have any couples here that have iPhone, Android pairings, check it out.
Time has to be set. Should be set automatically, though. We don't. Not if you set it yourself. Has to be set automatically. Yeah. Though 15 seconds in the grand scheme of things, not really that big of a deal.
But still, there's the knowledge that it's wrong, which is upsetting. Yes. Now, can I tell you how I first bought an iPhone?
Yes.
Can I tell you that?
I hope you do.
It's all right. Some years ago, back when the year the iPhone first came out.
2007.
Is that what that was? Thank you. So that year I had semi-season tickets to the Yankees. I'm born and raised in the Bronx, so I'm a legitimate Yankee fan. That's just my hometown team. All right, so I'm there. The iPhone had been out for like a month. And
it would have been in July, I think.
I would get them on one of these. We'll find out. So, when you have season tickets, you know the other people in the area, in the sections, right? So I'm there. It's like a Wednesday afternoon game, and a couple comes in, kind of youngish. If I were to sort of stereotype them, I'd say fresh out of college, first internship in New York, summer intern, right? So maybe early 20s. A couple. They come in and sit to my left. She sits, a heterosexual couple. She sits to my left. He sits to her left.
This is important. Okay, go ahead.
Sometimes you only learn that it's important at the end, rather than at the beginning. Okay. So the woman is especially attractive. Like on a scale that's just kind of off scale. Okay? Yeah, it's not on a scale. It's off the scale. All right.
Beyond 10.
Yeah, 11. So 11.
Still on the scale, really, but
no, 11.
It's not.
No, it's not on the scale.
Off the scale.
Yeah, it's off the scale. So he is kind of frumpy. Okay? Just that you would not have paired them, but love knows no bounds. So it's fine. So they're looking around like this, and this is my town, it's my stadium, and they've never been. I said, have you been to Yankee Stadium before? It's my first time ever at any sporting event, she replied. So I said, oh, okay, well, that's Babe Ruth's corner, and that's where and I'm doing all this, okay? While I'm saying this, just like this first and a half inning, she's on the Jumbotron. So the left field camera found her. So it's not just because who ends up on the Jumbotron? Really beautiful people and crazy people end up on the Jumbotron, right? People like with their underwear on their head and stuff like that. Okay, so it wasn't just my assessment. The left field camera, 200 yards away, found her, okay? And put her up on the Jumbotron. So she thinks everybody's turn is up. That's because beautiful people don't really know what the world actually is like.
Right.
You know? Okay, so wait. So he pulls out his iPhone. And so I look, because I'm thinking about the iPhone, but I want data. Data not supplied to me by Apple alone. So I lean to him and I say, how do you like your iPhone? She answers, it's his new girlfriend. And I said, whoa. Okay. So that was a Wednesday. By Monday, I had my iPhone. If he's looking at his iPhone and not her, and she's on the Jumbotron, that's got to be an awesome device.
Wow.
Okay? So to this day, if I think of this all the time, if I have the opportunity for the time machine that I worked with Stewie to help build, we go back, if I'm going to meet Isaac Newton, I want to bring one thing back, it's going to be the iPhone.
You're kind of a meme on the internet. There are animated GIFs of you, or GIFs, depending on who you talk to. You've become like a guy who appears completely out of context. How does that make you feel?
Initially, it was really weird and creepy. Because my image would just be the fodder for artists to distort at their leisure.
Mm-hmm. The internet.
Yes, and so initially I was creeped out by it, and then I said, well, this in total is a celebration, so I should not object.
Celebration of the sexiest astrophysicist.
No, that's not, I mean, but they do that with other people's images, and so what it meant was that my image became more than just me. It became something to play with.
It'll live on.
And so I'm okay with that. That's a little weird and creepy, but I'm okay with it.
It's very likely that even in the moments just before the sun burns out, someone will load up a page of comments on the internet, and there will be a guy there. They don't know who the guy is, probably, because you're out of context a lot.
Completely.
And you'll be reacting to something.
There's one where
excitedly.
There's a cutout figure with me in underwear, and you put a different vest of mine on top of it.
Yeah.
My cosmic vest. So it's like, the paper dolls. So
can you give me that URL? I'd like to. I need to go to that right now.
I'm in boxer shorts, and you just put on the clothing. You dress me in paper doll style.
I love the sounds of that. So you're cool with it now. You're no longer creeped out by being a meme.
Well, what's weird is the one where I don't know if you know the way. There's one where I'm doing this, and the caption is.
Wait, can you do that again? Can you do that? That was like the animated GIF coming to life. just one more time. I mean, please, yes.
So
that's amazing.
So yeah, it's completely out of context
3D.
because that was like a frame from an interview where I am praising Isaac Newton. Well, I had to invent integral and differential calculus to determine this. Then he turned 26. Then he turned 26. We got people slogging through calculus in college just to learn what it is that Isaac Newton invented on a dare, practically. So right? So I'm listing all the great things he did. He discovered law of gravity, universal law of gravity, and laws of optics, and laws of motion. And he had some trouble with his gravity, so he invented calculus to figure out that problem. And then he did all of that by the time he turned 26. Wow. So I was saying, he's my man. I think he's the smartest guy that ever lived. And so I said, so then I gestured and I said, the guy's good. You can't argue with Isaac Newton. And that becomes, you got a badass over here. I don't know how you get that.
I gotta say something. What you were just saying, fascinating, informative, gripping. But all I could think while you were saying it was, every frame of this is going to be turned into a new meme. This is just, do you feel like there's extra pressure? Because you're not just talking, you're creating new memes.
not knowingly, and so all I can do is just be myself. And if that is meme-worthy content, no, it's never the content. It's just what it looks like. If my gestures are meme-worthy, I can't know that in advance.
They are.
I can only. My body only moves as the moment requires of it.
That's going to be a meme. That's